Good day, viewers. Welcome back to Preaching Humanist with David Oliverio. That is I. I'm going to talk about reaching the nones. Nones are the people that identify as non-religious. And I know a lot of our fellow atheists talk about this. They say, look how many nones and non-religious people there are out there. And that's good news. I see this as a healthy change. People are slowly getting to see and coming to the realization there's nothing supernatural. And they're leaving the major churches. They're leaving this theistic type religion and the old man in the sky type theocracies and so forth, and belief systems from the Bible and the other religions. I like that. I like to see that. But what about the nones? Let's talk about that. A few weeks ago, I did some public speaking at several different humanist groups, and I have a whole episode and talk about secular humanist outreach, different types of people to reach out to. Number one, the harvest is plentiful. Look upon the fields, they're white in the harvest. I used to say as a young Christian preacher years ago. Now I can say we have a great harvest. There's a lot of people leaving religion, leaving God belief, but they're hurt and wounded. They're devastated. We bring them in. We reach those into these healthy, loving secular groups. Number two, I talked about reaching doubting, exiled believers on the fringe, those that have been out of church, but they still kind of believe and they have lots of questions. And they're on the fringe. We reach out to those people too. But today, I want to emphasize the next few minutes on the nones. Nones are those that do not identify with any religion, but that does not necessarily mean they're atheists or agnostics. In fact, the data that I've read, that 10% of the nones only identify as atheist or agnostic. There is a harvest field of nones out there. 23% of people in America identify as nones. That's a lot of people. And when I'm out there, that's who I'm looking for. And I'll tell you why. Because many of these people that have come to the understanding through education, through college, and most of them are young millennials. When they go off to college, they start thinking and learning. They take philosophy classes, they take science classes and evolutionary biology, and they're beginning to leave this stuff, and I'm happy about that. But many of them leave church, and then what? Where do they go to? What do they do? What do they believe in? Many of them are looking for something to replace organized religion. We must tell them, we must inform the 23% of Americans that have left organized religion that there are groups that can replace what they had in church. And I'm talking about the good part of church. Some of you don't like me to say that. How is there something good in church? Actually, the community, caring for each other, giving to other people. There's a lot of good things that happen in church, minus the supernaturalism. So only 10% of the nones identify as atheists and agnostics. Now, why do I think it's important to reach the nones? Well, first of all, most of them in that 23% category identify, and here's one of my favorite acronyms, SBNR. The SBNRs are spiritual, but not religious. How many times have you heard people tell you, I am spiritual, but not religious? That is the major consensus and group of the nones, the young people who have left church. They still hold on to the supernatural concept. They can't quite let it go. So they believe in this New Age spiritualism, necromancy, ESP, extrasensory perception. They get caught into some crazy ideas. Some of them do. We must allow them to understand that there's something to replace that organized religion without God beliefs. Now, the SBNRs, I've got a lot of experience with these people. I had several clients through the years who were once very Christian. They left church, but they could not go all the way over and let the supernatural go. They didn't believe in a theistic God of Christianity or Islam anymore. That's good. They're headed in the right direction. It's part of, I see this as evolution. I see this as people are slowly coming to the knowledge of this and they leave, but they hang out on the fence. I've had several clients that identify as supernaturalists, spiritual, but not religious New Agers. In fact, one lady told me, David, I used to be a strong Christian, but I can't be an atheist like you. I can never go that far, ever, because I know there must be something up there higher, a higher power. Of course, I had a little fun with her. I said, well, I believe in a higher power too. You see that thing up there burning, that helium and hydrogen and carbon-14 and so forth? Solar energy, the sun, that's a higher power. I had some fun with her. She said, David, my husband, I love these stories, my husband can move objects with his mind. He can even move wind and air with his mind. Now, I had to be careful with her because she was a paying client and a friend. So I said, well, is there any way that I could come over after we train in your little gym here at the apartment complex? Can I come over with my camera and video your husband moving air? I would love to see that. Let's put a feather up on a stand in a concealed room with no air movement or circulation. Close the doors, turn off the air vent, and let's see if he can move air for me. And of course, her answer was, no, that won't work. You have to have faith. So there are many, many individuals who were once very Christian and very religious and organized with their religion, and they become the SBNRs. Now, do I have great disdain for the SBNRs and the nuns? Not really, because I see them as 99% benign and harmless. Why? They vote for freedom for all. They tend to vote like we do as secular humanists. They want equality. They're pro-choice. And they have a lot of good things about them. But here's the danger, and this is why I think we need to reach them. If they, the SBNRs or the nuns, the 23% of people, you talk about a harvest field, I go out there with other atheist activists and they want to debate hardcore Christian fundamentalists. Folks, good luck with that. If you want to continue to do that, that's fine. That's a hard sell there, people. That's a small percentage of believers that actually want to have a philosophical debate with you. It's their experts against our experts. Or you can do this. You can go out and talk to people that came to this knowledge on their own, using science and reason, the internet, and all the information out there, which I didn't have when 30, 40 years ago, and I let that stuff go back in the old days. It's easier now. If they, the SBNRs, if they, the nuns, believe in nothing, if they let go of organized religion, they're out there in la-la land, praying to the universe, waiting for air molecules to talk back to them. I get that all the time. They pray to the universe, right? The danger is they will fall for anything. Credulity. They'll fall for anything unless they are educated in humanist values and ethics and science, grounded in science and reason. Secular humanism promotes clear, rational thinking based in science, reason, and ethics and values. There are many people out in la-la land, in the SBNR field, right? Demographics. They don't know what they believe anymore, and some of these people gravitate towards some really crazy and sometimes dangerous ideas. Extreme leftism is one example. I'm not going to get into politics in my show, but there are some dangers of people getting into pseudoscience and really bad thinking. The 23% is a much larger percentage, and harvest field, speaking as an old evangelist here, oh hell, I'm still an evangelist, for reason, for reality. These people are looking for something. When I go out and promote secular humanism and pass out cards with all the different various secular groups here in Austin, I'm going to do the same thing when I go help folks in Houston do the same thing there. I am looking for those who are right on the fence, who have already come to the rational choice and decision in their mind that there's nothing else up there but maybe some universe that I can communicate with, but as far as organized religion, I can't handle it. Where do they go? Well, I'll tell them about atheism. What are you going to do with atheism? I'm a strong atheist. Atheism is just the absence of faith in a God. This is where you tell them about secular humanism. It's something that can replace your code of ethics and morals grounded in science and reason and community, the good stuff of church. It's not perfect, people, but it's better than organized religion. It's a part of evolution, I feel, and I really believe this. Where I'm at in my life right now, secular humanism may be outdated in 50 to 100 years, I don't know, but right now I can see it as a beautiful move in the right direction as a bridge to help people leave these theistic religions and the supernaturalism and come into a science-based reason, ethical, moral philosophy, and you can call it a religion if you want, of secular humanism. So there you have it, folks. Let's go out and talk to those people, reaching the non-religious. Let's bring them into our communities. Let's get them before they get off to these crazy ideas. All right? Thanks a lot for watching the Preaching Humanist. So remember, let the light of secular humanism shine. Have a good day.